action. General Tso's chicken, that sent a lot of fucking kids to college. Like, it sent me to college, it sent my sister to college. Her tuition's like $80,000 a year. It's crazy, that's a lot of General Tso's chicken. General Tso's my homie. What's up everybody? My name's Steve Chu, chef and co-owner of Ekiben. And today we are making America's favorite fried chicken dish, General Tso's chicken. We have 2 chicken breasts. We're gonna cut them into 1-inch cubes. Growing up, my dad has a Chinese restaurant. When I got old enough to kind of like look at his numbers and his data, General Tso's chicken was #1 selling chicken dish by like 7 to 1. If you don't know about it, it is really crispy fried chicken chunks in a sweet and savory sauce. After we cut the chicken into 1-inch cubes, we're gonna have 1 egg and we're gonna mix it in very well. Use your hands, okay? Be like Italian grandma, use your hands, you know, give this dish all of your love. And once it's fully incorporated, we're gonna add cornstarch. Okay, now we have our baking soda. We're gonna add a little bit of that in it. The step that we're doing right now with the cornstarch and the egg and the water, this is called velveting. So what's gonna happen is not only are we gonna create this really awesome batter around the chicken, but also tenderize the chicken as well. You will see extra cornstarch on the bottom, and that's totally perfect because when we add the water, all this extra cornstarch is going to help us create this really beautiful batter. We're looking for like a pancake batter consistency. Now we're gonna add a little bit of oil. It will prevent the chicken from sticking together during the frying process. So we're gonna put this away in the fridge for like 30 minutes, just so the chicken has time to marinate, to get tender, and we're gonna work on our sauce right now. Chinese food is all about like really heavy prep in the beginning, and at the end, we're just kinda like all cook it together in a wok, really quick and fast. So we're gonna prep our sauce. So my dad's been here since the 60s, and his first job in America was working in a Chinese restaurant. And he's actually never heard of General Tso's chicken. So when I was 5, I was like, Dad, who's General Tso's? And he's like, oh, I think he's some like really famous general from like ancient China and he really liked this dish. And I was like, all right, Dad, I'm not very confident in your answer. However, the other day, we did some research and apparently it's true. The dark soy sauce is for like a heavy like mushroom flavor. And the light soy sauce is to like add a little bit more salt and to not make your dish as dark. Got our oyster sauce. Oyster sauce adds a good amount of umami. Oh, there we go. Boom. And then ketchup. Ketchup's gonna give it more umami, some sugar, sweetness, and acidity. Stir that together. Got the sauce mixed up. Let's go over there, finish the rest of our sauce, fry the chicken, live the dream. So get your wok really hot. We're gonna add a little bit of oil. We got some of these beautiful Tianjin dried chili peppers. We're gonna crack them in half to release the flavor. You gotta be quick, Garlic, woo! Stir until aromatic. Now, if you could smell this, there's like a dark, smoky richness to the chilies. Absolutely amazing. That's what's gonna give the sauce a lot of flavor. This is fucking spicy. I don't know if it's not that spicy. This dish is spicy enough for your 3-year-old to eat it, so don't be a pansy and just put the chilies in it, okay? You got a sauce mixture. We're gonna let that caramelize in the hot wok, kind of cook it down a little bit. And then we're gonna add our cola. The Coca-Cola part of this recipe is something that's unique to me. It's kind of like my own riff on the dish. I love the sarsaparilla root in cola, especially the red cola. But for my dad and my relatives and all the other chefs I've talked to, they just use pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds of sugar. While it's reducing, I'm going to get my cornstarch slurry ready. Just gonna use my finger. And what you always wanna do is taste all of your ingredients. The best part about cooking in a wok is it's like super high heat, it's super fast. So, and a lot like French food, when I tell you to like reduce the sauce, it takes forever. In a wok, it takes you like 5 minutes or 2 minutes, depending on like, you know, how much liquid is in your wok. Only use the red cola. Don't be using that blue shit. No one likes that blue shit. Okay, so it's boiling very vigorously, and just let it do its thing for a little while. Smells like my childhood in the Hunan province. In Maryland. Hunan province, Maryland. Okay, so it's reduced by like a third. So now we're gonna add in our cornstarch. And what we want is actually for this to get like super duper thick, like kind of ridiculously thick. And as we add the cornstarch, be sure to like keep on stirring. All right, so this is like the consistency you want. And you're like, why is it so gloopy? It looks so gross. Well, watch, magic. We add our sugar, we stir that in, and then we're gonna add our vinegar. And what the vinegar is gonna do is add acid, but also like really loosen up the sauce. And you want the sauce to be a little thick so it coats the chicken super well. So right now we're going to fry the chicken. This chicken's been sitting in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Nice and marinated, nice and velveted. This right here is at 400 degrees right now. And we're just gonna drop the chicken pieces in one by one. Like we're really not cooking for a long time because in this recipe, we have a 3-step cooking process, right? We have like the first fry and then it carryover cooks. And you have like the second fry at a higher temperature. And then we're gonna cook it in together with the sauce. So this is what we're looking for, right? So it gets like nice golden brown. You see the batter puff up. Orange chicken, General Tso's chicken, sesame chicken, they're all derivatives off each other. So if you look at Chinese restaurant menu, there's like hundreds and hundreds of things. The base sauce is very similar. Difference is orange chicken might have a little bit of like orange juice, orange zest, orange peels, and sesame chicken might be General Tso's chicken with no chilies and like a fuck ton of sesame seeds. All right, let's do the broccoli. All right, this is really fucking easy. Salt, hot water, boom, stir. Let it sit for a couple minutes so the water can help agitate the salt. Broccoli, and we're actually gonna cut florets. We're just gonna cut it from the root right here. So there is a ancient myth on why Chinese restaurants use so much broccoli, and it is because it's economically friendly. And also, Americans love that shit. Yeah, we fucking love broccoli. Broccoli with cheese, broccoli and baby food. I mean, broccoli is as American as red cola. So we got all these beautiful broccoli florets. What we're going to do is we're going to just dunk it in the water. Bam, just like that. And we're gonna cook it for about maybe like 45 seconds. Not too long. 45 seconds is up. We're gonna drain this really well. And we're going to dump the broccoli into the ice water. We do this for 2 reasons. 1, it stops the cooking process. And 2, there's a lot of salt in that water. And just enough salt will permeate the broccoli, but you don't want any excess. So this ice water bath helps to wash off a lot of that salt. Our broccoli's ready, it's nice and chilled. So how do you know when it's ready? Just touch it, like, oh, it's cold. That's it. So we're gonna take it out of the ice water and we're gonna let it drain. Super important to let it drain. It's about like little fine details. So if you don't let it drain, you're gonna have like a big watery mess on your plate. So broccoli's ready, our sauce is ready, bowl's nice and hot. Now we're ready to double fry our chicken. Now this oil is at 450 degrees. So what double frying does, it gives it like a much crispier texture. You always want to double fry at a higher temperature than the first fry. These are gonna go in here for about maybe like 30 to 45 seconds or until super nice and crispy. Yeah, like General Tso's chicken's such a great gateway drug to Chinese food because it's so appropriate for the American palate. Crispy, crunchy chicken, sauce laden with a bunch of sugar, a lot of savoriness and umami to balance everything out. It's technically like the perfect dish. It's not the best dish for you, but like, you know, we're here for a good time, not a long time, so it's like whatever. So we're back at the wok station. We're going to add the chicken into the sauce like this. And we're actually gonna cook the chicken in the sauce for like a minute or so, just so the sauce can like kind of cook into the chicken. All right, now for the mandatory wok flip. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Dad, you proud of me? Look at that. All right, now ready to plate. I'm hungry. You want some? We're gonna fan this out, make it look pretty picture perfect. Chicken? All I wanna do is smoke 5 blunts and eat all this shit. My little sister's not watching. And you can garnish this with whatever you want. Scallions, extra chili. And there you have it. The OG classic New American, dare I say New American dish, Jonto chicken. America probably sells like, a billion of these a year. I think it's safe to say, yeah. You get a big boy. Well, it's probably one of the best things I've ever had. The sweetness perfectly balanced with the oyster sauce and the soy sauce and the garlic. Spicy, but not too spicy. Complexity from the roasted chilies. Oh, fuck yeah. It's missing one thing. Today, you will eat the most amazing chicken dish known to man. For the recipe, click below. Come visit me in Ekman, Baltimore. This food has like 100, 200 year history. When the Chinese settlers came to work in California on the railroads, that's when this food really started to take shape. It's actually been here longer than many families of Americans.